out horrified right now.
There was no reaction from her.
Very disparaging towards the LGBTQ plus community.
Heather Dubrow has 3 cute kids. She's been an LGBTQ ally for years, and her friend Gretchen got caught liking posts comparing gay people to pedophiles. Now Heather's doing press for season 20, and interviewers keep asking her about Gretchen. She could trash her, she could cut her off completely. Instead, she said something about Gretchen's algorithm that's honestly more damning than any insult. Hey, this is Fady, and I'm going to break down exactly what Heather said about Gretchen's For You page, why she still thinks Gretchen is a good person despite everything, and that one detail about Katie Janela's return that changes entire season 20 conversation. Season 19 of RHOC ended with massive blow-up in Amsterdam. Gina Kirchenheider confronted Gretchen Rossi about liking anti-LGBTQ posts on Instagram, posts that compared gay people to pedophiles, posts that called being non-binary a mental illness. Heather Dubrow, whose youngest child is trans, erupted. She told Gretchen that queer youth attempt suicide every 45 seconds and that hate rhetoric like this kills kids. At the reunion, Gretchen apologized. Well, sort of. She blamed mindless scrolling. She said she did not know what she was liking. Now, Heather's promoting season 20 and Entertainment Tonight asked her where things stand with Gretchen. Her answer, it was diplomatic, but when you read between the lines, is actually brutal. Entertainment Tonight's Bryce asked Heather about Gretchen and those anti-LGBTQ posts. Heather's response started friendly enough. She said, I think Gretchen is a good person, but then she said, it just struck me what her For You page is like when you follow all those hate rhetoric accounts. Now, for those who don't know, let's talk about how algorithm works for a second, because this is actually the most cutting things Heather could have said. You know, For You page on Instagram doesn't just show random stuff. It shows you content based on what you already engage with, the accounts you follow, the posts you like, the videos you watch. If you're following accounts that post hate rhetoric, that's what your algorithm feeds you. More hate, more conspiracy theories, more divisive content. Heather told media something even more specific. She said, Terry's For You page is cats, mine is I like to watch people wrap presents and things like that. Then she asked, but when you follow that many hate accounts, your algorithm has got to be showing you terrible things. And so how do you not notice that? That's not defensive of Gretchen, that's an indictment. Because what Heather is saying is, even if Gretchen was mindlessly scrolling like she claimed, her entire feed must be filled with this stuff. You don't accidentally see one homophobic post, you see them constantly because that's what you have trained your algorithm to show you. People in the comments immediately picked up on this. One person said Heather basically called her out without calling her out. Another wrote, the algorithm doesn't lie. If that's what you're seeing, that's what you are seeking. But before we go further, let's be specific about what Gretchen was accused of liking, because the details matter here. According to screenshots that went viral, Gretchen allegedly liked posts that compared gay people to pedophiles, called being non-binary a mental illness, attacked Thailand, who's Heather's friend, promoted anti-vaccine conspiracy theories, supported election denial claims, and made anti-abortion arguments. And that's not one accidental like, that's a pattern if you look at it. And at season 19 finale dinner in Amsterdam, Gretchen's initial response was, that's not like me at all. But here's what made it worse. She did not get angry, she did not get defensive, she just sat there calmly and said, if I liked something, then I probably did not know it was about that. Emily Simpson said on After Show, I thought her reaction would have been, F you Tamra, this is creating BS about me, but there was no reaction from her. Tamra Judge added that Gretchen's lack of reaction made it worse. At the reunion, Gretchen finally apologized. Well, kind of. She said, I gravely apologize if I liked something that was offensive or something like that. Maybe that's my mistake. Notice the language here. If I liked something, maybe that's my mistake. She also hired a private investigator to prove the likes were fake. But by the time the reunion filmed, she seemed to accept that she did like them. Just blamed it on scrolling at midnight without paying attention. Heather told Entertainment Tonight, at the end of the day, it's not my job to fix people. What's my job is to be a good mother and a good human and really try to use this platform to highlight and educate. Then she said, if we can do that and maybe change people's way of doing things, not just for public persona, but to really look at what they're doing and liking and behaving and cleaning it up. That last part, cleaning it up, that was telling. Because Heather is saying Gretchen needs to clean up her behavior, not just apologize, actually change what she is consuming and engaging with online. Quick question for you. Do you think Gretchen's apology was genuine or it was damage control for cameras? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're still watching, hit that subscribe button because we're about to get into what Heather said about Tamra and Katie's potential return for season 20. The interviewer asked Heather if she and Tamra Judge had repaired their issues from season 19 because let's be real, they had problems. Heather called Tamra out multiple times this season. They clashed over how Tamra treated people or Tamra's messy behavior. Heather's response was diplomatic but honest. She said, I love Tamra and I think this season, by the way, I'm sure she would tell you that she wasn't happy with me a lot of times this season. Then she continued, I feel like I have been a good friend to her and I'm honest with her and that means she is not always going to like what I have to say. But here's the line that matters the most. Heather said, I can't be friends with someone blindly. That's not a real friendship. Translation, Heather's not going to co-sign Tamra's behavior just because they're friends. If Tamra does something Heather thinks is wrong, she is going to say. People online are divided on this. Some think Heather's being a good friend by holding Tamra accountable. Others think she's being condescending and acting superior. One comment said, Heather treats Tamra like a project she needs to fix. Another said, at least Heather is honest. Most of these women just enable each other's worst behavior. But the most important part of Heather's interview wasn't about Gretchen or Tamra. It was about Katie Janela and season 20. Decider asked Heather about Katie's potential returning for season 20. Remember, Katie got iced out by most of the cast during season 19. She wants to come back, but her future is uncertain. Coming back to the video, Heather's response was careful. She said, look, that's about my pay grade, so I have no idea. I haven't gotten a contract yet. Wait, Heather does not have a contract yet? She's been on shows since season 16 of her second run. She's one of the main cast members and she still does not have a contract for season 20. She continued, I'm hoping it's coming, but I think season 20 is going to be amazing. I'm excited for it. Then she said something that reveals what Brow's planning for milestone season. Quote, I'm really hopeful we're going forward instead of backward and we're gonna hopefully show what the audience really loves seeing, which is our fun, our trips and our petty drama. She referenced someone breaking the paw of her cake. We're gonna go back to that. So Heather's vision for season 20 is less heavy drama, more fun petty moments, less social media scandals and more cake bow drama. But here's what she is not saying. Katie represented the heavy drama, right? The cash division, the toxicity, all of that. If Brow's going forward instead of backward, that means probably Katie is out. And based on what we know about season 20 casting, that tracks. Reports say Vicky Gunvalson, Tamra Judge, Shannon Beador, Gina Kirschenheider, and Jennifer Pedranti are confirmed. Katie is listed as on the bubble along with Emily Simpson and Gretchen Rossi. If they are bringing back Vicky for nostalgia season with lighter fun drama, Katie does not fit in that vision. So here's where everything stands after Heather's interview. Heather thinks Gretchen is a good person but basically said her entire Instagram algorithm must be filled with hate rhetoric. That's not defensive, that's pointing out how deep the problem goes. She loves Tamra but won't blindly support her when she is wrong because that's not what real friends do. And about Katie, Heather's being diplomatic but her vision for season 20 as fun petty drama does not include Katie's heavy toxic storylines. Heather Heather does not even have a contract yet, despite being a main cast member, which means Bravo is still figuring out what season 20 looks like. But if they are bringing back Vicky and going for that nostalgia and fun, that's very specific direction, and it is a direction that probably leaves Katie and possibly Gretchen on the outside looking in. So what do you think? What should season 20 look like? Fun nostalgia with Vicky, or keep the current cast and drama going? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe, because once those contracts actually get signed and the cast is official, I will break down exactly what it means. So this is Fairy signing off. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.